having two employment, situations, employed and have a side hustle, gig, employment business. I think it just depends on what you're referring to and how you're referring to it. But the agencies, all of them do cover a lot of these terms, but they're under, old verbiage and not under necessarily new verbiage, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. That totally makes sense. And I think the real important question why we're here today is how is this impacting the mortgage lending process? Because I'm sure you're seeing it more and more as loans come into underwriting that people want to qualify that additional income to count towards their mortgage. So how are you seeing this making an impact?
We're seeing it, but we're seeing it with borrowers who are just like starting out. So the agencies state that you have to have a 2-year history of being self-employed, but we can look at it if it's been at least 12 months reported on the last tax return, and then they have year-to-date, obviously. We can make a case-by-case decision on that, depending on other factors in the file, like credit score, reserves, and whatnot. But it's happening. So, we have done some, we haven't done some. So It just all depends on the nature of the file.
I think to further expound on what Heather said is we see borrowers who started a business 3 months ago, it's going fantastically, and they want to apply for a mortgage. Not quite there yet. Congratulations to borrowers who are starting out with a new side gig. However, all of the agencies are looking for some type of evidence of continuance. And that's not an easy thing to do when you're just starting out. So I would say a good rule of thumb is at least 12 full months reported on tax returns. And if it was something that a borrower was already doing, as an example, we just had one a few weeks ago where the guy I want to say he played soccer in high school, played soccer in college, and then he worked as a soccer coach, and then he moonlit in the evenings by also teaching soccer or being a soccer coach for a private organization. So across the board, does it make sense? Absolutely. He has a history of it, experience with it. Probably it's very reasonable to expect that that's likely to continue. But I think somebody who's an engineer and then driving for Uber, we're going to need